I'm sure you're aware by now that Pokemon Emerald is going to be returning in 2026. It just makes the most sense. It's the year of the Rayquaza. If you were going to take a look at all of these things, you can clearly tell that the Pokemon Company is doing something. And what shines as Rayquaza more than Rayquaza itself? Pokemon Emerald. Now, how exactly could this work? Is Pokemon Emerald going to be the exact same game that we all remember? We start from one town, we go to the next town, the next 2D format on the GBA, or is it going to be something a little bit different, like Delta Emerald? That would definitely be cool. So first off, if we were to take a look at everything surrounding Rayquaza, you can notice that it is a Rayquaza, but a newer version of Rayquaza. I don't know if you noticed this, but just look at the TCG. You can see the trailer of Rayquaza. He is pretty much Rayquaza as you remember, but just looks nice and fresh and mega evolved and all of those things. So, is the Pokemon Company going to surprise us with a secret game? A game that no one knew about? Also, if you look at the Lego set, this is something that a subscriber actually told me about. You look at it really closely. Does a Lego set mean anything to you? Well, of course, it's just a Rayquaza. But did you know that Lego sets could have in fact tell the future? Because The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time did get a Lego set, and it was definitely cool. We didn't necessarily think that anything was going to happen. I mean, at least I did. I was like, hey, there's going to be an Ocarina of Time remake. That makes the most sense, doesn't it? But all of those things aside, definitely are really cool. So potentially, since the Lego set essentially predicted the future, or it was giving us a little tease towards Ocarina of Time remake, does this mean that Pokemon Emerald is going to be getting Pokemon Delta Emerald, or Pokemon Reborn, or Emerald the New Light, or something like that? It definitely would be awesome. Now, how exactly could this game work? Well, first, if they're going to make a reborn version of Emerald, they're definitely going to have to show it in an upcoming Pokemon Presents. And if you looked at all the Pokemon Presents recently, you'll probably realize that there's going to be one in August, since we didn't get one in July, which was definitely very disappointing. You thought for sure, darn it, we're going to be getting one. But it seems like, hey, this is going to be August. They could definitely do something as a reveal for this brand new game, releasing it later 2026 for like that Christmas season. If you looked at every other single year, every year we always have a Pokemon game at the end of the year. Since Pokemon Winds and Waves was delayed, maybe they were working on something a little bit different. You could say that the Fire Red and Leaf Green was just a test to see if everyone likes it. But maybe this was something a little bit different, or should we say a lot different. I honestly believe that this game is going to have like some beautiful textures, and it's going to be something similar to the Let's Go art style and potentially BDSP. You look at those two, you mix them together, and you call it a day. Then you have your Emerald experience like it was, not really that much touch, but the visuals might be a little bit different. This would honestly be a nice surprise to Pokemon fans across the world, especially getting to own a physical copy of Pokemon Emerald. Because that has been one of the biggest, like absolutely one of the biggest all-time things on the internet. Darn it, now I gotta go and buy all my physical games once again. So obviously, we're going to have to get some great things. Honestly, they can definitely add a lot of different things. Like for me, I would love to see an updated Battle Frontier. In fact, I thought the Battle Frontier was perfect back in the day. But since it wouldn't be exactly Pokemon Emerald, maybe it would be called Pokemon Delta Emerald, they could definitely add a bunch of different things. Like potentially there could be a side mode where you go and fight different people online. Honestly, that would be a fantastic area to go and explore. I'm gonna go here, and there could be an online leaderboard. As you go up the ranks, the person in front of you sort of goes down, and you just keep going up and down, and you'll become different trainers across the world. And in fact, Hoenn is one of the greatest regions. It has so many different Pokemons, especially when you unlock the national dex. So maybe we're going to be seeing the return. Sort of like we've seen in Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, where once you complete all like 200 Pokemon or whatever it was, you get access to the national dex, which made the Pokemon dex have like 600 different ones, which was all the way up to Generation 6, which was absolutely insane to see something like that. Honestly, you would love to see Pokemon Delta Emerald be something very similar. Because, after all, the year of the Rayquaza, it can't just be just Pokemon Emerald, right? It's gotta be something much more, with upgrades, enhancements, and actually being able to play online. Because to be honest, one of the funnest points of a Pokemon game is being able to play online. Not just being able to play directly with your friends like Scarlet and Violet or whatever the case may be, but trading, mystery things, and a whole bunch of other things was absolutely fantastic. Just the battle system was also really cool, but hey, they can do this in multiple different ways. Also, if you were going to look not only at just the Rayquazas, but in fact at the 30th anniversary TCG set. Although this isn't directly linked, they are doing something very special for this anniversary. So far, the only thing that has not been touched with anything brand new, I would say, besides Pokemon Champions, you get that out of there, was in fact the video games. Video games have not really been touched. In fact, you could just say that Pokemon Champions is just a glorified battle game. There hasn't been really anything else to get that juice. I guess Fire Red and Leaf Green was something, but that wasn't really a brand new game. So if they wanted to, they could do Pokemon Delta Emerald would definitely make the most sense. Unless they just wanted to release Pokemon Emerald and call it a day. This game is most likely going to be about $30 or $20. I'm probably going to say 30 because this is one of the biggest games. If you were to take a look on eBay or something right now, you'll realize that, oh boy howdy, that game is $200. It's quite crazy when you look at it. So now, overall, what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that Pokemon Delta Emerald is actually going to be coming? Or do you think it's going to be something much different, like nothing at all? Honestly, I can really see something happening. Because if you really were to look at it, it does make sense. First off, it's the year of the Rayquazas. I'm telling you this. Like, so many Rayquaza things are out. It's absolutely insane. B, we also have the fact that every other games inside of the Pokemon Wing, or series, or even shows, or even like whatever, Pokemon cards, are getting something brand new. But the games, something that started it all, has nothing. So overall, Pokemon Emerald or Delta Emerald would make sense. And C, it's the 30th anniversary. We don't have anything in the end of the year, so they gotta release something, right? That's how the Pokemon Company operates. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. What are your thoughts on every single bit of Pokemon Delta Juice? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Consider it that like button. Maybe subscribing if you are new. We do a bunch of different Nintendo content on the channel. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, everything. Anyways, thank you so much. See you in the next one.